There's always some excitement about having your visa, you know, and then you open your passport and then you open the pages of the passport and there's that vignettes in it, you know, and it says, let me show you pictures I took with mine. Right. Okay, so it's always so exciting when you get your physical passport and there's that vignette stamp, boom, in your passport saying that you've been granted, let's say, a work visa or student visa or whatever. It's always exciting. But unfortunately, with the way the world is going, everything is going to be digital. Now, people don't even have BRPs anymore, biometric residence permits. This was a card that will show that you are a resident in the UK. Let's say you're a student or your work visa, you're a dependent, blah, blah, blah. Now, that has been phased out. Now, everybody's in an e-visa, and I've done several videos about e-visas that went viral, right? Now, that is what's happening. Now, we don't even use BRPs anymore, we use e-visas. Now, as time is going on, they are phasing out visa vignettes as well. When they first told us about the e-visas and then the phasing out of the physical BRP cards, they did mention that very soon, when you get a UK visa, there will be no vignette stamp in it. Yeah, they did say it, and they are doing what they promised. So now, let me mention the names of the visas that are affected. Now, if you get a student visa, whether main applicant or dependent, if you get a skilled worker visa or any of the other work routes and dependent, global talent visa, international sports person, temporary worker, settlement, indefinite leave to remain, family visa route to their dependents. Now, if you applied for your visa like 30th of October or after, you're probably not going to get a vignette stamp in your passport. Yes, it's being phased out. Now, let's talk about the details, right? Stop that. So like I said, the UK Visas and Immigration says they are phasing out all vignettes in passports, sadly, right? And they told us earlier that they were going to do this, and they have done it. At the moment, if you're coming to the UK on a visit visa, right, you will still get a vignette in your passport. But for now, those that are coming on work visas, student visas, all the types of work visas, and dependents of all of these visas, they actually started those for those that applied for their visas on or after 15th of July, and then they added the dependents from 30th of October. Now you're not going to get a vignette. You are not going to get. And I'm going to explain what this means and what you should do as well. So one, I think that obviously the vignette probably costs a lot more money than just having it in the digital world or in space, right? And obviously I feel like maybe people were able to make fake ones, you know, compared to a digital one that until you have access to the UK or gov.uk website, you cannot create your own. And I feel like this is more secured and this is less expensive for the UK government. So for applicants or visas, what this means is that you may or may not need to submit your passport whenever you're making an application, especially if the routes that you're coming through is being covered by this e-visa rollout, okay? What you have to do is what you call a UK VI account. You'd have to create a UK Visas and Immigration account. And this will allow you to be able to access your e-visa. And then you also have to ensure that your passport or your travel document is linked to this e-visa before you travel. So guys, this is extremely important. You don't want to be frustrated at the airport, so listen carefully. So before you travel to the UK, even after you've gotten your visa, I mean, you've gotten the decision letter says your visa application has been successful, you've gotten the email that says all of that. Guys, don't just read that, read the entirety of the email or read the entirety of the decision letter, because it's probably going to give you more instructions on what to do next, especially for those whose routes that you're coming through is covered by this whole e-visa rollout and you do not have a physical vignette in your passport. Guys, listen carefully. You do not want to get to Heathrow and be sent back. So you have to create a UK VI account, and then you have to create an e-visa account and then link your passports. Now, make sure that the passport details matches the passport that you'll be traveling with, okay? If let's say your passport was about to expire and then you have just recently renewed your passport and got another passport, remember the passport number has changed. So you'd have to make sure you're updating your travel document on the e-visa, because when you get here, even though it is your name, even though everything is you, and the passport on the e-visa does not match the passport that you are traveling with, you can have issues at the border. So make sure that you have, one, created a UK VI account, two, you have your e-visa, and then you have linked your passport, and the details on the passport that you have linked is the same as the passport that you will be traveling with. Again, make sure that, especially for those that do not apply for the visa themselves, you have to be very, very careful, because if somebody is using their email to apply for the visa for you, most of the time, every update concerning the visa and any other instructions will be sent to that email. So those that use connection men, those that use agencies, travel agencies, and people in these companies apply on your behalf, make sure you're updated. Make sure you have either changed the email address to your personal email address so that you know exactly what, because if they're doing it for hundreds of people, especially in the peak season where they're applying for student visas for several people, remember that they may not be able to call everyone and say, do this, do that, do that. So you watching me, you have to make sure that everything is appropriate, and now it is your email that is linked so that you get any other update. Because even when you arrive in the UK, any further thing relating to your visa will be sent to that email address. So make sure that it is your personal email address that is being used. So if you are coming to the UK in the next few days, first of all, check if the routes that you are coming through has been affected by this e-visa rollout. Check it, okay? I'll leave the link to the gov.uk website, and I'll also leave all the visa categories that have been affected on the screen so you can see, okay? And then you have to make sure that your passport number, the name on your passport, the date of birth are correct before you apply, and your e-visa will link to all of these. So after you've received a decision, let's say through email or through a letter, it will tell you whether you've been issued a vignette, or it will tell you whether you've been issued the digital status, the e-visa. Okay, so the vignette is a sticker in the passport, so the decision letter will tell you that. By the way, if you're watching me and you're currently in the UK or any EU country, you want to send money to Ghana or any African country, guys, at this particular point in time, the best mobile app to use is Transfergo. Take it from me, guys. That's the best mobile app to use. So Transfergo is an international money transfer app that allows you to send money from the UK and other EU countries to countries like Ghana. Guys, if you're transferring from the UK or any EU country to Ghana, you can actually send money with Transfergo directly to mobile money accounts in Ghana, be it Vodafone Cash, Airtel, Tigo, etc. If you don't want to send to the person's mobile money, but then you want to make an actual bank transfer, this is also very possible with Transfergo. So you can send money from the UK, EU to mobile money accounts in Ghana with all the networks, to banks in Ghana, and for card transfers as well. And with Transfergo, it's a very affordable way of sending money. It is very quick and it is very secured. I've never had any issue with them. And remember, at this particular moment, when some other transfer apps have been banned, they are still legit and they have been approved by the UK Financial Conduct Authority. Transfergo is already trusted by over 5 million users worldwide. And when you check Trustpilot.com, they are rated the best money transfer app in the world. Do you hear me? So guys, I'm going to insert a link. Whether you use an Android, whether you use an iOS, you can easily download the app and then send money. And the amazing thing is that they have a referral program where whenever you refer a friend, you get a bonus as well. And whenever you have an issue, unlike some platforms where it will take them ages to respond, Transfergo, they have people on call 24/7 to respond to it. You are not even going to have any problem to contact them, but if you should, 24/7 on call support. Okay, so thank you so much, Transfergo, for sponsoring today's video. Remember to use the link in the description or my referral code that you see on the screen to make your transfer with Transfergo now. Thank you so much, Transfergo, for sponsoring today's video. And then if you receive an e-visa, that is for those that do not receive the vignette in their passport, they'll tell you to create an account or a UKVI account, or they'll tell you to log into a UKVI account if you already have one. And then you have to use the same email address that you used in your visa application, okay? Other than that, it will not work. And then if you receive the vignette, you still need to travel using the vignette within its validity period. Usually it is 90 days. And then after you arrive, you may later also be asked to switch to an e-visa, depending on the kind of visa that you're coming on. Now, before you travel to the UK, some few days before you actually pack your bags and come, make sure that you log into your UKVI account, confirm your name, your passport number, and your visa type are correct. Ensure that the passport linked to your e-visa is the passport that you are traveling with, okay? And have your decision letter saved, okay? So the decision letter that came with the letter. So let's say if you got the email that your visa application has been successful, take a screenshot and print it out. And then if you got a physical decision letter as well, make copies and save it in your bag that you'll be carrying, your carry-on bag, okay? So that at the immigration, if there are any issues, you will not have a problem. And then for those that are coming on student visas, keep your certificate of acceptance letter or your CAS as well. And for those that are coming on work visas, keep your course number or your certificate of sponsorship number as well, or print it out, and then have it as well as a physical document that if need be and you are asked, you'll be able to prove it and show it to the immigration officers at the border. Remember that now they are not issuing any BRPs to students or work visa holders. holders. No. So now there'll be no BRPs issued. So if you need to prove your right to work or your right to rent, you'd have to go back to the UKVI account and then get a share code, and you share this code with your employer or your landlord or whatever. Now, for those that are coming with dependents, okay, so let's say you're coming to study PhD and you're coming with your family, or let's say you're a work visa holder, you're coming to the UK to work as an IT professional, a nurse, whatever, you're coming with your family, your spouse and your children. Listen, check if the dependent routes are included, okay, on the gov.uk website. So if you're coming on a work visa, now your dependents will need an e-visa and not a Vignette. They will not get a Vignette. Now, ensure that all your dependents have their own passports with the correct details as well. Don't just think about yourself, think about your dependents as well. It will be very sad that you're allowed in, but your 4-month-old son is not allowed into the UK. What are you going to do? You'd go back, right? Because you can't leave your 4-month-old baby at the border. Now, dependents that are aged 18 plus will usually need their own UKVI online account. Dependents that usually are under 18 may have their e-visa managed through a parent or guardian's account. Okay, instructions will vary, but in the letter that they receive, they would tell you everything. So don't just read that it's been successful and start jumping around and not read the fine print. Okay, now each dependent will get a decision email. If e-visa only, you have to create or link their UKVI account to access the status. You have to use the same email address that you use for their application, and then you have to link it to the main applicant's record. Okay, so this happens automatically through visa references, like the visa reference number that you use, but it can be checked also via your UKVI account. Okay, and before you travel with your family, you have to confirm that the e-visa for each dependent is linked to their current passport, and you carry the decision emails for each family member when they are traveling. Okay, and then if a dependent has a Vignette, because maybe they are not yet covered, they must travel within the 90 days validity period of the Vignette. Now, after you arrive in the UK as well, you have to make sure that your dependents log into their UKVI account. If they are too small or too young, you have to do it for them and confirm their immigration status. Okay, so for school or for NHS registration, now you have to show your e-visa status online using the share code. Like I said, update the details in the UKVI account if you change passports, if the dependent turns 18, if your family circumstances change, like say there's a divorce or a separation, you have to update all of this in the UKVI record. Okay, now there are common issues that happen for dependents, and let me outline them. Okay, so now there's email mismatch. Sometimes each visa must be assessed with the email used on the application form. People have multiple passports, so if you have multiple passports, if a dependent renews their passport, update it promptly to the UKVI account, because those are the common issues that happen and keep people at the border. And if you're traveling together, it's a very good thing, because if you travel together, it minimizes issues with all these online or airline checks and all of that. And my final tip will be that save PDF copies or screenshots of your e-visa confirmation page. My husband traveled with my son to Ghana recently, and my son has a passport, right? So remember, if you already hold a British passport or an Irish passport, all of these things that we are saying doesn't include you just yet. Okay, you're not part. It's for those that are still on visas or those that have settled status but they don't have passports yet. Okay, so I made my husband check his e-visa, check that everything was okay, and then he printed it out a few days before, just in case you get there and they can't find you yet your phone is off or you can't access its internet, whatever. So have a physical copy as well. Okay, save copies on your phone somewhere and have the physical printout as well to travel with, and add your UKVI login details to sort of like a secured password manager. Like your UKVI login details should be somewhere very secure that you won't forget and you can have access to, like, you know, whenever you need. And if the airline or the immigration people cannot find your details on the e-visa system, you can always show them your decision letter, right, from the UK VI, and then refer them to the UK e-visa verification form. So basically that's that. And there will be more updates regarding e-visas with regards to the UK government in the coming weeks and in the coming months. And I would say that subscribe for official UK e-visa updates, because there's more to come in the next few weeks and the next few months. So subscribe for updates whenever happens with e-visas. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. Bye.